Okay, no microphone. Okay, we got microphone here, but not here. Wow, everything's different. All right, well, let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money cannot afford to lose. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, it's weird how everything just changed like that. Topsy-turvy world, whatever. Whatever, eh? Oh, we can handle it. Nothing we can't handle. Anyways, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 15,000 people that all have a love and passion for foreign exchange trading. So we are here to align our satellites, synchronize our watches, sync, 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 huh? Synchronize that watch. I guess I should have a watch on. Do I have a watch in this drawer? Ah, I have a Panerai. All right, cool. Synchronize our watches, right? Synchronize a watch. There you go. That's what it does. It sits in a drawer. Cool. So we're going to cover technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and I will do my best to answer your questions. If you find value in these webinars, remind yourself that they are not free. They don't cost you money, but they're not free. These webinars every single day come with an obligation. You must visit tradersway.com and open up a demo account, and please give them an opportunity to earn your loyalty and respect. That's the fee to entrance. Make sure you do it. Kick down, come clean, don't be a holdout machine. Doesn't cost you money, but it will take you a little tiny bit of effort. Right on, RJ. Just got off the Gulf Stream. Cool. So, great. Ask questions, get involved, take notes. If you're watching this as a recording, please leave a comment. Say, hey, what's up? Thank you. And click the like. And if it's not a like, it's a thumbs up. Whatever it is. The little thumbs up thingamabobber. Please tell YouTube this is quality content. Okay? Cool. Anything else? How'd you like yesterday's webinar? We went through the calendar. We did commitment of traders report. We did multiple time frame analysis. What do you think? It was all right? Let's start here. Yeah, cool. Hey Daniel, you should send me your top 10 list of not just videos, like particular parts of the videos. Might be interesting for you to like imagine, like if you were in school, you would have to study for, let's say, midterm exams. So you'd have to go through all your lecture notes and say, okay, which one are the key parts that I'm going to remember? Because you can't remember everything. So which part are you going to keep with you? Which one are you going to walk in to the exam tattooed inside your brain? And maybe we'll put together a compilation or something like that to celebrate your excellence. Okay. Oh, by the way, speaking about classes, I got my final grades. So in real estate, investment, and financing, which is a commercial real estate financing, investing in glass. Yeah, thanks for the summary. Anyways, it's yeah, commercial real estate financing. I got an A in that. Yay! Remember, there's no A pluses at Harvard, so that's as good as she gets. I think I just got an A. I don't think it was any higher than 94 or something like that. And in the other class, which was venture capital, remember they had a final exam which some people said was demoralizing. On that final, I got a B, which dropped my grade to an A minus. Wah, wah, wah. So in the year 2020, I took 4 classes. I can't remember the other 2. Strategic negotiation. Diversity inclusion, venture capital, and real estate. And so I got an A, I got an A, I got an A, and I got an A minus. Drop the mic, walk off stage, done. There you go. Last year, done. Done, 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 done. Cool. So anyways, been thinking about that, Daniel. That might be very interesting because taking notes is a really good thing, but then going back to your notes. So maybe there's a project. I know you got tons and tons of time, right? But that might be a thing. Like you'd have to think about your notes and say, okay, what were the top 10 things? Like probably going how I just yesterday or last week or when I guess it was last week I went really detailed into COT. You might want to, where was that? Okay. So anyways, thank you guys. Yeah, so Daniel says very important. Yeah, so yeah, go back. Yeah, go back. And then send me your top 10 list. We'll celebrate your excellence somehow. All right, kitty cat index. Whoa, kitty cat down. What? Aussie kind of regaining. All right. Kiwi trying to regain. All right, that's cool. Euro trying to regain. That's cool. Pound trying to regain. That's cool. So we know, if I just looked at Aussie, Euro, Pound, and Kiwi, I would say Swissie's weak, dollar's weak, and yen is weak. So then I look at CAD and go, wah, wah, wah. Something is weird about the Canadian dollar right now. It's not doing the same as the others or as you'd expect. So this is a relative strength exercise, if you will. Macro says up, macro says up, macro says up, macro says up, macro says down, macro says down, macro says down, macro says up. What? So if you grew up on Sesame Street, if you have watched Sesame Street, they play this game. 3 of these things belong together. 3 of these things are one and the same. But 1 of these things don't belong here. Now it's time to play our game. It's time to play our game. Right? And it'll show like a baseball. A kid is playing with a baseball. Another kid is playing with a basketball. Another kid is playing with a football. And the other kid has a needle full of heroin. And you're like, which kid is different, right? Is it the kid with the AK-47? Yeah, that kid's different from the other 3. Now, I'm not sure if you're allowed to do this anymore, so now you have to say, they're all wonderfully the same. But in this case, you look at it and say, wow, CAD is not doing. And of course, we don't like this strength in yen over the past couple of days, but at least it's weakening now. Geese, like back to my childhood. So like some of us, the Canadians here, we got a different version of Sesame Street. So we got like moi, toi, moi, toi. And then you get to America and they're teaching you Spanish, not French. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a different Sesame Street. Right? Oh, the moon is blue, it's a big balloon. It makes you swoon, it makes you croon. It's heaven being on La Lune. Maroon, shroon, Saskatoon. All right? Anyway, so we had a different Sesame Street. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. So, anyways, let's move on. So, kitty cat, there's something up with kitty cat. You might want to worry about that. So, let's just take a look at the PIVs. Alejandro says, Wayne, we are developing software to automatically generate flashcards from information. And remember it much. Yeah. Yes, I gave away software that did that for muscle memory many years ago, but you can, there's already flashcard stuff. So you could probably do that. Canadian Finance Minister resigned. Oh! Wayne, you've inspired me to make some long-term position trades with monthly and yearly target. All right. Okay. But now you're, well, first of all, you entered the trade at the wrong time of year. So you should know that. That has to do with seasonality. So you planted your seeds in early spring, and there was a thaw, and your seeds died. Okay. Jean-Guy says, hey, maybe Carney will come back. Yeah, do you like doing the job you did 10 years ago? Yeah, I'll go back and do that. That doesn't sound right. So anyways, let's take a look. Kiwi's still weak relative to yen, but maybe there's a bouncy bounce. Okay? But I'm all right with that. So you got to pick your lines, right? You got to pick your lines, bro. Bro, where's your lines? Okay. No. All right. Got to pick your lines. Are you a buyer or are you a seller? It's one way to start. Then you can biased pivots weekly. Check it monthly first. We're kind of on next week. We're kind of not. So just you got to check your time frames. We're low on the monthly, so I'd be cautious. So here's the Here's the thing. I think people fit their analysis they backfit their analysis into what they want to do. I kind of talk myself out of things. So I'm like, it's not good monthly, it's not really good weekly, but daily it might be awesome, right? So I'm still cautious on this. Still cautious on this. And I think if we were going to trap it in here, I would trap it like this. So going on a smaller time frame, okay, you have to ask yourself, are buyers buying in here? And if so, well, I guess you would have already analyzed that and traded that a million years ago. Yeah, I wouldn't be. I mean, I guess 69.00000. So as this goes up, it's more likely to fall. And that's where newer traders get sort of overwhelmed, right? What do you guys think? Where do newer traders get? Where do they make their mistakes? Is it buying because there's been green candles the last 6 hours? And what they don't realize is there might actually be sellers up here. Like, I don't know, like, this could do this, right? It could, right? It could. But the thing is, where's a bear defending? Okay. Okay. So just because it's been up for a while, you know, this could come down at 69.5. And so if I was a bull, this is where you kind of want to get up into here and then even higher, really. You know, you want to buy after a breakout up here. It might be next week, or you take a little extra risk and you do the double bottom. So you can't reverse a market with a V shape. Now, it might do it, but you can't. It might do it, but you can't. Which you, right? So you need a reversal pattern. And your decision is either to buy the right shoulder or buy the 1, 2, 3. Okay? So this has gone up, and some people might start buying now, and it's really a death trap. It's sort of like the mouse sees the cheese right here. What happens to the mouse? Oh yeah, I saw the cheese. Snap! Okay? So this isn't really buyers, I think. I think it's bears taking some profit off the table because of the psych level. Okay? I don't think there's anything else going on there. So if it comes up, that's one thing. Or if it does double bottoms, that's another thing. But let's keep an eye on it. Okay? Isn't it a W with, oh, you mean in here? Well, okay, what you're doing, and you got to be careful with this. I mean, you're not wrong. Let me tell you that. You're not wrong. You're 100% right. But you might be putting a 15-minute chart inside of an hourly chart, which is fine, but this is a high-risk trade. Okay, so there's your 1, 2, 3, right? So you got these two setups. So you are correct in saying the 15-minute will turn north before the 1 hour. So I call this cutting a corner. But remember, this area here, which you would have traded, let me get the highlighter instead of the marker. This in here that you traded on a smaller time frame is likely going to occur again on this or a higher time frame. So before it reverses on this chart, you will see this, which is your double bottom of a double bottom. Do you remember having those conversations? Because if you're on a 5 or 15-minute chart, you got this and that's what you wanted, but the hour and 4-hour guys don't have it yet, and they want the same thing. So I can't tell you if it will do this, okay? But it brings congruency amongst the time frames. So this is the idea of you could be scalping it long, okay? You could be long today, short tomorrow, long all next week. And this is the tricky part. This is the tricky part, okay? And of course, amateurs see this giant green candle and they buy. Well, somebody noticed 6900 and traded it here because they're gosh darn good. The other ones traded it here off the bounce on the psych level, higher high, higher low. And they got that, but they're most likely going to exit here. That's the difference. And amateur traders are buying in here, which is great for the smart traders. Why is it great for the smart traders? Why is it good for the smart money? That a buyer comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours late. Right, they're going to fill their orders. They're a liquidity event. Okay? So I don't know who's going to exit here, but because it's still a downtrend, I would have to assume many. Okay? Hey, if it was an uptrend, it'd be a whole different thing. So remember, I can't predict the future. You can't predict the future. This was a great trade for those that have the skill. But do you really want to build a career buying in a downtrend? I think you'd agree over the last several days this has been more down than up. So is that what you want to do? You keep wanting buying dips? You want to buy dips. That's what you want to do. Your whole career is going to buy dips in a downtrend? So what do you want to do? Oh, Peter wants to know what I meant by that. Well, there are buyers here and there are buyers here. So how do buyers exit? They sell. So who's going to buy their stuff? Someone has to buy their stuff. These guys are selling. So the buyers come in. Okay? But what they don't realize is, let's say 10% new buyers come in. But, you know, how would you say this? And I guess 8% sellers come in, and it comes down more than it goes up. And then the retail traders, and it's typically retail traders, exit, and bulls buy it back, either on a double bottom or you know, whatever, a buy pattern. See, all smart money buys low. And I suppose to lose money, you buy high. Is there any other way to do it? It's sort of, right? It's sort of like these guys. Sell, exit, sell, exit, sell, exit. And they're like, son of a, right? And they're missing. So anyways, this is an old sell zone from earlier, right? And here we are now. And I don't know, you could be a buyer here, but I think you should buy a dip. That's all I'm saying. Do you understand? Sean says, congratulations on the test results. You've maybe reconsider going to university. Well, you know, of the successful like venture capitalists that I met in my VC class, and like I told you before, we had 8 speakers, and then I listened to the speech by one amazing private equity guy for Bain. Very, very wealthy, successful people. And here they are. Most of them are fairly old, not all of them. There were 2 or 3 that were quite young, you know, late 20s, early 30s. But most were, you know, older than me. And you know, imagine being a venture capitalist, and he said, well, you know, 8 years ago they started building solar farms in India. So he had to learn everything he needed to learn about solar farms. So like solar voltaic and all that kind of stuff. And then because of those projects, he had to learn everything he possibly could about energy storage, like batteries. So he got into batteries, and now they're putting billions of dollars into electric vehicles, from mopeds to tuts or whatever you call them, to small cars and all that, and they're spreading them into 18 different countries. He's put in like $300 million into these projects. They're constantly learning. You might be 70 years old, but you're constantly learning about the engineering of solar voltaic, not just what it does, but the engineering of it, and then the engineering of batteries. And you're putting hundreds of millions of dollars behind your thought process. So you're constantly learning new things. And one guy said, you know, what I knew 10 years ago is obsolete. So if you're 50 or 60 years old and you're still living your life based on what you learned in the 1970s, you're probably obsolete. So if you're a venture capitalist, you're investing into the future. So even what people are taught in school right now is obsolete. It's what the brilliant ideas of the kids in school, that's what matters. So you're always learning. So yes, you might be 60 years old. You should be studying artificial intelligence. You should go to MIT and get a graduate certificate in blockchain. That's what you should be doing if you're 55, 65. And you're like, well, what's the point? What is the point? Okay? I mean, if you guys are 20 and 30 and you're not studying blockchain, whoa. No, I don't mean cryptocurrencies, but oh my God. You got to be on the future, man. You got to be on the future. I'll tell you another story. I was in preparation for my statistics class. And it wasn't actually called statistics; it was much more complicated. But whatever, we'll call it statistics class. I'm like, oh my God, this is a math class. I'm going to have to study before the class starts. So for a month or two, I got a hold of a Yale statistics class for freshmen. For freshmen, right? These are 19-year-olds going into Yale. And anyway, so day one, the Yale professor comes out, and everyone's sitting in the auditorium, and the professor comes out. All right, welcome to Statistics 101. Of course, he doesn't talk like that. How many of you have already completed a computer learning class? And like I'm telling you, 80 or 90% of people raise their hands. Children. They just graduated from high school. Okay? Think of it. Wow. Okay? Austin says it's lagging. I don't think I should be lagging. So I'm not sure. I'm broadcasting super fast. But anyways. Cool. So the point is your brain is always, 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 always razor sharp. Even if this doesn't have to do with Forex, you should keep your mind razor sharp. And some of the most successful people in the world are senior citizens, and they're studying very advanced engineering, learning new things all the time. It might help you live longer, and it might help you get filthy stinking rich, because you're the smart one. Anyways, so here's the CAD down, but what's going on? Okay, what's going on? Nothing's right, I'm torn. Okay. Oh, you're in the crib? Cool, man. All right, so there's the bearish point of view. Okay, but I want to be a bull. I want to be a bull, baby. Huh? Start an escort service for all the right reasons. Set up shop atop of Four Seasons. Yeah, I want to be a bull. I want to be a bull, baby. It's supposed to be cowboy. I'm trying to fit that in there. So this is what I want. Okay? I want to be a bull, baby. Boom! I want a new high. Okay? I am not understand what you say, man. Sorry, laughing gas. So Austin, where in the Caribbean are you from? Okay, cool. So this is the bears. Okay, where should a bear sell? They should sell high. Okay, so let's say no bears are going to sell here. So at some point, maybe around 80.0000, bears are going to exit. What do you stake? So a bull is hot to go, HOTTOGO, right here, right now. Right here, right now. So tell me, what are you looking for? Ah, ba, 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 boo, 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 boo. Peter says my entries are early. How should I fix that? Join fxbootcamp.com. Then join my Thursday War Room meetings. And then join FX Bootcamp Live. By the time you get through all that, 5 years from now, you'll be golden beyond belief. You'll be a golden child. Okay? Right here. Henry says WTI fell, so probably CAD weakness. That too, and the finance minister quit. Years and years and years ago, I'm going to have to guess, about 15 years ago, I'm trading, and the Japanese yen went haywire, and I looked it up, and the agriculture minister of Japan had been found guilty of embezzling money, and he committed, I think it's called harikari. He stuck a samurai sword into his stomach to save the honor of his family for the dishonor he had done. And I'm like, holy smokes, what? But at least there's honor. He did something dishonorable, but somehow he wanted to be honorable. But wow, that's good. In the sense of there's still there back then. I don't know. Does anyone drink bullet coffee in the morning? I'm actually kind of digging it. It's amazing. I've been drinking, I think it's been about a month now, every morning drinking bullet coffee. I like it. In fact, it's kind of odd. I remember like a very important time in my life and a very important day in my life. I had found out that I was in the Hot Startups magazine, the Inc. magazine's Hot 100? Hot 100? I think it was just called Hot Startups issue of Inc. magazine. So the editor sent me a letter like, hey, we featured you in there, and I'm in there with Guy Kawasaki at an event that he was doing, and they took my photo for Red Herring magazine, and like it was a great day. Anyway, so I get this letter, and they're like, hey, you're in this issue of our Hot Startups issue of Inc. magazine. I think it was like July 1999, right? So I get this mail in May or something. Like they mailed it to me. It's funny. So I'm like, holy schnicker-schnacker, I'm in Inc. magazine, the Hot Startups issue. Oh my God. So I go to my favorite coffee shop on top of Potrero Hill, and I walk in, and in the coffee shop, they have this magazine rack, which I knew carried Inc. magazine because I'd been there so many times. So I go there, and I grab it off the shelf, and it's the magazine that I'm in. Now, bear in mind, it's 1999, so I'm like 12 years old or something, right? So here's the tie-in now. So I go to the counter to buy this, and I'm super excited, and then she says, do you want to try our latte that has rendered bacon fat in it? And I said, dumbass, what? She said, would you like to try our new latte that has rendered bacon fat in it? And I said, dumbass, what? Because that doesn't make sense. She's like, would you like to try our latte with rendered bacon fat in it? And I'm like, I don't know what you just said, but it sounded like you're going to put bacon fat in my latte. But whatever, I just want to read this magazine. So whatever you just said, just give it to me. It's like my father talking to someone from the South. They don't understand him. He doesn't understand them. So anyways, so I get this latte, and sure enough, it was fantastic. And then, of course, this is a moment in my life. So I'm like, ooh, I got this rendered bacon fat latte. And then I open up the magazine and I read the story that I'm in, which is really cool. Fast forward now every morning I put essentially rendered fat. I mean, not essentially, it is. I put rendered fat. I put ghee in my coffee. But I knew that way back in 1999. So, yeah. All right, look at a little bouncy bounce. Thank you, Maida. Me. Did you have a question? Or are you just being super nice? Or are you being super nice and you have a question? Ghee is bacon fat. Yeah. No, it was actually quite good. Of course, what you don't know, for example, yeah. What you guys don't know, for example, is the ice cream at McDonald's that you might have grown up with, like the things like your milkshake, had Crisco in it. Did you know that? Lard. McDonald's for years has put lard in their ice cream and milkshakes. Why? It makes it creamy. And your body loves the taste of fat. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. You guys didn't know that? Oh my God. And by the way, so in my first iteration of college back in the 90s, I was preparing to be a lawyer. And I took a lot of law classes. I even took graduate school classes. I used to sit in courtrooms and observe and take notes. Like I was pretty knee deep into that. I got an internship at the local district attorney's office. These are stories you might not have heard. Anyways, so back then I was studying things and it was really interesting, like the rules for the FDA. And McDonald's came up a lot because it's just funny, or at least those are the ones I remember. So when you get to all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, they say to all beef patties. 100% real, pure American beef. So by American legal standards, if you claim your hamburgers are 100% beef, they by law have to be at least 80%. Your hamburgers have to be at least 80% for you to legally claim they're 100%. So it could be sawdust, it could be whatever. You can grind up some kangaroo meat. It's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, right? But anyways, yeah, that's where I get my Socratic method of dialogue is from studying that. And then when I left school and I was doing my startups and venture capital stuff, I used to sit in coffee shops, total loner, right? Only child. I'd sit in a coffee shop all by myself and read Socrates and Plato. It's just funny because I just like the dialogue. Cool. Are we waiting for the entry? Are you waiting for the entry? Yes, so yeah. If you want to start a live account, which brokerage would you recommend for a not? How about the one that sponsors these events every single day? How about the one with the logo under my video, tradersway.com? The one that says try the best MT4 ECN for only 10 bucks. How about that one? tradersway.com. So, what kind of reversal pattern are you waiting for? Yeah, 3 pregnant nuns? Heft and shoulders? See, the nice thing about waiting for a pattern after you've done all your other research is that you know if it's worked or not. So the next thing is, will it double bottom? Or if it double bottoms, will it 1, 2, 3? Okay? So if it bounces here, we don't know if it will, but you're probably going to look for something, you know, I was going to try to get this equidistant, but this is what you're thinking. So you're looking for evidence for that, which means down, and then it has to create a new channel, right? Okay? Now, here's the interesting thing. In my opinion, what you do here, what kind of pattern you look for, or if you use an oscillator, if you use price action, if you use candles, it doesn't matter at this point. Okay? Strategically, it all is the same. It's your alpha that matters now, and the alpha dictates how much you risk on the trade. Meaning, did you just buy it blindly because of 80? Are you buying a double bottom because of 80? Are you buying a higher high, higher low? Are you buying a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low? Are you buying like that? But either way, if let's say you were trying for 300 pips, whether you entered here, here, and here means you either make 300 pips, 290 pips, 280 pips, or 275 pips. And at the end of the day, what does it matter? But what you each one is associated with less risk. See, the more risk you take, the more reward you got, but the more likely you're going to lose. But then again, if you wait for 9 levels of confirmation, you have so little alpha that maybe the beta carries you up and you get some profit, but not a lot because, well, you didn't have any alpha. You were so late into the game, right? So it definitely is a double-edged sword. Now, Daniel says, I passed on CAD yen because well, first of all, we identified that this is the weakest. Okay, this is the worst trade to the upside you could possibly get. But what does it mean then if this does go up? If this is the least likely to go up, then what does it mean for all the other ones? Okay. Okay. Let's do something different then. I think we had a nice Aussie. Okay. And we might want to go smaller here. But see, the thing is, this is from yesterday's conversation. You're so gosh darn late that it may be silly buying it now. But if you were buying it, you're going to do this. So what you're doing, okay? I mean, it's really simple, and I'm sure you do this all the time, so apologize if I'm being Captain Obvious here. But, okay, buyers buy it here, right? Sellers sell it here. And then all the orders were filled, and now buyers are buying it here, and sellers are selling it. And then if the trend continues, we'll do the same up here in the future. I know it's pretty obvious, but that's all you're constantly doing is buyers buy low, sellers sell high, buyers buy low, sellers sell high, buyers buy low, sellers sell high, buyers buy low, and that's that. The last few minutes before the hourly to close to maybe sure. I mean, all of that is alpha. How you pull the trigger is alpha. Do you, if you're a sniper, you pull the trigger, do you hit the target? Like, a lot of people can go to sniper school, but how many can hit someone on the other side of the mountain range, right? So that's your ability to manage the situation, determine, like the ultimate thing, like what is an American sniper where they're like, oh, here comes a kid. Oh no, the kid's got a bomb. Should I shoot him? Should I not shoot him? Well, that's your, it's down to the guy with the finger on the trigger. That person makes the decision, right? So how do you manage this situation? That's going to be ultimately up to you. But everyone goes to sniper school, learns how to fire their weapon. Okay. So so that would be the beta, right? Everyone knows the rules of engagement. That's the beta. So how you actually pull the trigger? Do you wait for the close of the candle and stuff? Sure. Okay. That will determine how good you are, but never forget that someone can just come out and just buy it for stupid reason and still make money. Right? Oh, Reb says, hey, so why isn't the forex market as vulnerable as volatile as it used to be? Much more market participants. Okay, Reb, there are many more market participants than there used to be. So there's more liquidity. So it doesn't have to gap 800 pips in 15 minutes to find the next sellers or the next buyers. There's buyers and sellers everywhere now. So you have to realize, like, when I first started trading Forex, webinars hadn't been invented yet. You probably didn't own a smartphone. Having two computer screens was ridiculously amazing. Okay? Things like that. Like, there was no Amazon.com when I started trading. Okay? So there, right? No charts. There, nobody actually understood technical analysis, all that kind of stuff. And the only people trading were banks. And imagine you only looked at a chart that looked like this. And the distance between a buyer and a seller, so let's look at this. So we're looking at Aussie yen, okay? The difference between, let's say, a buyer and a seller, we'll put it here, that's 71.60, 500 pips. This is where the buyers are, this is where the sellers are. Everyone else loses money. Okay? This is why, like, I try every day to open your mind, because I know you're trying on a 15-minute chart. I know you're trying on a 5-minute chart. I know you're trying on a 1-hour chart, and so on and so forth. But I'm also trying to get you to think differently. As much as I'm trying to sharpen your saw, I'm also trying to get you to think differently. Right? Where is the bigger money? Where are we going? Why are we going there? Who is moving it? For what purpose are they moving it? You see? Because you hear things, I know you hear things like gold is going up because the sky is falling, and because the US dollar is worthless, and because the government is ineffective, and because there's riots in the street, and because of COVID-19, and because of... No, it's central banks devaluing their currency to stay competitive. I mean, it's just like, dude, turn all the other crap off. Okay? So I'm trying to get you to think bigger, smarter, faster. Okay? Okay. So, here's the next thing. Coach Jim says, I don't know how to use Bitcoin. Try YouTube, man. They'll tell you. You can learn absolutely anything in this world. No one should ever say, I don't know how. Go to YouTube. You can become an expert in anything. Okay? Absolutely anything. If you need to do CPR on a baby squirrel to save its life, grab your phone, boot up YouTube, and say how to do CPR on a baby squirrel, and it'll tell you how. Okay? All information acquired by humanity over the last 100,000 years has been documented on the internet and available to you for free. I know you can get a Harvard education for free. You just won't get it from Harvard. Okay? So there's absolutely no excuse at all for ignorance anymore. Okay? The Library of Alexandria is available to all. There is no such thing as I don't know. That does not exist anymore in this world. I am teaching you extremely high levels of trading competence and techniques and strategy, and you're not even swiping a credit card. Think of it. I have more than 5,000 videos of at least an hour each. There's probably 10,000 hours of Forex videos I've put on YouTube just in the last 12 years. I personally have recorded 12,000 hours, 10,000 hours of videos. So one theory is if you study anything for 10,000 hours, you're an expert. I've given 10,000 hours. So you could just go back and start watching every single video since 2006. And of course, I was doing stuff years before that. There just wasn't a YouTube. So you're right. So there you go. If you watch 10,000 hours of my videos, you might be better than you are now. Right? It's pretty cool. And it wouldn't cost you a penny. Or you can speed up the process instead of waiting 10,000 hours to learn everything. You could probably learn it in 50 or 60 hours. It cost you $380. Okay? So I know an engineer, a good friend of mine. He never graduated from college, but his father was a lawyer, and he wanted to be an engineer, so he taught himself programming in the 80s when software was a brand new thing. And after school, he would sit in his dad's law office and read encyclopedias. Smart dude. He volunteered to teach at a local school, and he taught the engineering class, the STEM class, and Latin. No college degree. Why? He taught himself Latin by reading encyclopedias. He taught himself engineering by reading encyclopedias in the 1980s, sitting in his dad's office. He owns, I think, 7 houses in my city. Before COVID, I think they would go on about 8, I'm not joking, 8 or 9 cruises a year. You know, doesn't work, travels the world with his wife and his children, homeschools them to spend time with them, and then they travel the world and they teach as they go. No college degree. hasn't worked in years and years because he doesn't need to. You mean work? Okay? So you can do this, guys, is all I'm saying. You have, I think, the most amazing industry in front of you. And I've studied many, 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 many. This is the most amazing thing ever. Better than owning 7 houses. I wouldn't want to own 7 houses. My buddy owns 7 houses. I wouldn't want to own 7 houses. Okay? This is better than owning 7 houses. I'd rather own 1 apartment building. But anyways. But right? The real estate market has gone up 5% a year, year after year after year. Cool. Stock market's gone up 20 or 30% a year. I wouldn't want to own 7 houses. By the way, one of his houses burned to the ground. Had to rebuild the house. Nothing but problems. More money, more problems, right? Not if you're liquid, baby. See, the cool thing is you don't have to rely on your stupid tenants. I've heard of tenants, not him, but I've heard from other people that own real estate, that they have to pay the sheriff after months of not collecting rent to kick the renters out, and then finds out right before the renters left, they knew they were going to get booted, so they took boiling oil and poured it all over the carpets and walls. Yeah. Kind of person, right? There you go. That's what you get with real estate. And if you own a giant apartment building with 150 doors, you got 150 nightmares waiting to happen. Or you just trade Forex. Wayne, were you monetizing your YouTube channel since you started? You mean back in 2006? No. Please fight for the money that YouTube owes me? Okay. Hey, he asked for it. So, this is another weak currency, the Kiwi, and I want to see up. And I'm thinking in the next 1 to 100 days it will be up. Zach says, Wayne, do you believe in signals, or are they just lazy traders? I'll tell you what, I'm sure if I decided to do that, the type of people that sign up can't even make a monthly payment on their credit card. So I wouldn't want to work with them. Even if they're paying me money for me to tell them what to do, A, they're not going to do it, and B, I don't think they can make 3 credit card payments in a row. It'd just be a hassle. Not interested. Okay. All right. See the better wind fires at night. See the night at first light, and man, when it is good, love to come to meet us, 'cause he thinks it's all worthwhile. There's a man waiting in the sky. Not to blow it. All right. By the way, this is 1 minute chart trading. Did this for a year. Ridiculous. How ridiculous can you be? And of course I did that because I was told, and back then it was a fact, people just knew it was true, that you cannot trade a 1 minute chart because it's so random. I'm like, is that really true? I got all this other stuff down. I wonder if that's really true. So I did it for a year. I'm like, no, I trade just fine. I like variable, Austin. Right, Meta? Hey, Meta, when are we going to get our cohibas? Every time I light up a cigar, I'm like, when are we going to light up our cohibas? When are we going to get our cohibas? Yeah, I guess I got to get down to Miami. They won't let me in Miami. I'll have to quarantine in the Ritz-Carlton or something. Although, I think what I would do, to be honest, I think I'd go to the breakers first. I know that's way up there. Where is that? West Palm Beach or something? I think I'd like to spend 3 or 4 days there and then work my way south. And I got to do South Beach, right? So, and I know there's some cool hotels there, older ones. I know it's touristy, but you got to do what you got to do. And then maybe make my way to the Keys. To the Florida Keys. There's a private island that my friends recommend just off the tip of the Florida Keys, and it looked really nice, of course. And then my neighbors actually own an island off the coast of Florida. It's higher up though. It's closer to like I think Destin or something. And they're like, "You should come to our island." I'm like, "Yeah." So these guys are funny because they have this giant piece of property all fenced off and walled off with plants. You can't see the house, but they got like peacocks walking around, and they're like, "Oh, you should come to our island. Oh, it's so beautiful, our island." I'm like, "Okay, buddy. I guess I'll check out your island sometime. By the way, your peacock sucks. That's the. What's wrong with your peacock? Is it sick?" That is the ugliest chicken I've ever seen. Yeah. Gold is at resistance. Yeah, well, we talked about that yesterday, Lelo. Lelo. Yeah, I love saying that when people like, "Oh, don't you just love my puppy? Isn't he cute?" I'm like, "What's wrong with it? Is it sick?" "Oh, it always looks that way? It's supposed to be like that?" Really? Uh, like, hey man, look at my labradoodle. All right, what's up? What's up with this, huh? What's up with this? Come on. What's up with this? Are buyers going to buy, or not? Or are the sellers still in control? This is what we're learning here. Okay? This is what we're learning. Are the buyers still there or not? It is a downtrend. Remember, this is the worst one. Now, imagine the other ones are falling too. Then you can take this down and take all the other ones down, right? This is where you look for congruency. So don't get all caught up. Don't get all caught up. What's happening across the board is most interesting. Okay? So, for example, if you think this is going up, then be up. If you think it's down, then CAD yen's going to fall. If this goes up, then eventually even the pathetic CAD yen today, it's only pathetic today, but if this goes up and breaks out of this, then they're all going to break out and go up. Now, CAD will be the laggard, but you'll still make money. That's the problem with relative strength, right? Now, if you think the yens are doing this, then CAD yen will be the leader. Okay? Put everything into perspective. That's good, Johnny. Yeah. Sous vide or not sous vide? That is the question. Uh-oh, uh-oh. This could be interesting. This could be interesting. This could set up the rest of the day because we're at this binary kind of place, right? It's either up from here or down. And this could be interesting. Interesting. Okay. There's a man waiting in the sky. Like to come to meet us. You think we blow our minds. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So this was one of the better ones today. Let's see what it's doing. This one's hanging just fine. Oh, you got the sound probe? Boo, 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 boo. Maybe it's just my singing. Sound is lagging. Hang on, hang on. Testing says, oh, YouTube is using the wrong microphone. What the heck? What microphone? Is it this one? Or this one? Ha 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 ha! No wonder. It's using the wrong microphone. All right, hang on. I've totally unplugged my microphone. All right, so I think it's using that one now. Well, of course, Euro CAD's surging up if CAD is collapsing, so of course. Hang on. All right, I got to do something here. All right, talk amongst yourself while I fix my mic. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. You can lend a hand in return for grace. It's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. Okay, that's probably this microphone now. Let's see if I can get this to work. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. The ants in France stay mainly in your pants. Okay, I think that's using the right one now. Weird. What a weird. Something happened not long ago. It just changed everything. Oh, cam isn't working now. Haha. There's a man. All right, so we got that. I'm trying to find the cam now. Webcam source. It's a beautiful day. Da-da-da-da-dee. Touch me, take me to that higher place. He's my love. You know I'm not a hopeless. Wait, it just won't let me. I think I can deactivate it. That's an improvement right there. And let's try this. Kick buzzer, boom, 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 boom. Oh, look at that! Wow, my office doesn't look anything like that. I'll show you what it did. That doesn't look anything. That looks like I'm in a cave. That is weird. That's such a weird distortion. Huh. There we are, right back to where we were. The mic is now stuttering. Mic is messed, so they don't play well with each other now. Like to come to meet us, pretty think he'd blow our mind. All right, so I don't know what's going on. All right, weird, huh? Everything was just fine until about what? The last Microsoft update? Does it sound okay or does it sound great? You're like, this is one of the best sounding YouTube video streams I know. Or is it like, yeah, I can hear them. All right. Sounds like gold. Fabuloso. All right. So going back on the beast here. Okay. Never forget where you were. So what are these? I taught you just a couple of days ago that this is a buy zone, 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 and this is a buy zone. Okay? Where you get caught is that this is like a month. You can't handle that. Okay? This is like 2 weeks, and you can't handle that. CHG Engine Protection says, I'm thinking pound yen going to drop. Don't think. You can plan on it, but thinking, irrelevant. Okay? So you can say, tell me why Japanese yen is going to gain strength. You can tell me about the Bank of Japan's policy right now. Or you can tell me the history from the last, let's say, 15 years of Japanese yen in this scenario. Like seasonality. And you say, well, I've looked at 15 years of data and I see this. I see vulnerability in the trend. Or you say, based on changes over here, I see this. Or because of this, or because of that. You have to tell me, because of a change at the Bank of England, or because of the change in fiscal policy by the government of the UK, or because the Queen is sick with pneumonia or COVID. And you have to give me a reason, but there is no think. Thinking is for degenerate gamblers. Okay? Tell me why. Okay? Right now, absolutely everything on this chart says up, 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 up. Well, we do know this is resistance. That's why I marked it. Now, if you said, well, we're at the monthly XYZ, okay, then cool. Then I'll listen to it. But this thinking stuff doesn't cut it. Okay? Now, you might say, okay, this is resistance, and you are looking for a reversal pattern. That's different than think. So now if you saw something like this and you said you would fire for effect and short this hard off 140, that's different. You understand? I know we're playing a word game here, but syntax matters, right? So if you're playing a double top off the 140, that's different than I think. And if you're looking for vulnerability in the uptrend, that is also different than I think. And if you say fundamentally something's changed here or fundamentally something is changed here, that is different than I think. Okay? So I'm just challenging you to get rid of the think process. Like, I guess something. Okay? Okay? Sure, St. Kitts is nice. I'll probably go to the little island of Awali, though. But St. Kitts is nice. These are weekly trades, not daily trades. Yeah, Austin, if you go to FX Street, there's an old video from, I don't know, I guess 3 or 4 years ago, and it's late December, and I'm talking about seasonality. I was in an interview, and 3 or 4 other quote-unquote experts were supposed to be in the interview, and they all bailed at the last second. And I'm like, hey, man, I have a super ridiculously busy day today, but I'll do the interview. And they're like, you're busy today? I'm like, well, first of all, I'm in the Caribbean, right? There's palm trees and a volcano behind me. And I'm wearing a 3-piece wool suit. So I got other crap going on. I don't know why everyone else canceled. I guess they have something very important going on. I'm about to go visit the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. But sure, I'll bust out an interview with you guys, even though I'm in the Caribbean. Right? So sat down and I did like a 1-hour interview with them, and we talked about seasonality and a bunch of other things. And I think it was actually a pretty interesting interview. And you know where the ECCB is, and where that little volcano is, I'm sure. So you might smile and say, "I know where he is." Okay. Going on the price action. Okay, so that the price action is more of an entry. All right, so you don't have it yet. So the way to set that up is, first of all, you'd probably top it out here at 140 again. I would rather see the lower low, lower high, and then take that one. Oh, right on, Raymond. That was funny. A couple of days before that, I did my daily webinar, and I think it was in St. Martin at that time. And I got up early, and I'm sitting right next to the beach. There was a shaded bench of some sort, and I got my laptop open and got the Wi-Fi. It's great. Popped open the charts, and like there's boats sailing and the water glistening, right? If you like airplanes, man, you got to go to Mohai Beach. Just crazy. Okay, so anyways, you gotta, that's where we are here, and you can see I already got it, the smaller regression in here. Okay, so yeah, so if you're looking at price action, you got double top, which is fine. I prefer, right, I prefer that. Okay, when I'm reversing something, I like to see it reverse first. Now, we had already talked about many, the concept of the double top. If you're going to turn the whole market around, okay. Now, that all of that is there. I have some seasonality in the back of my mind. I have some past performance, even though it doesn't predict future results. I have the past in my mind. I have some macro in the back of my mind. And all this is vulnerability, but it all adds up to a strategy. And I understand all of this vulnerability in here, but I'll tell you what I want. I want to go to 150. I'll do this in giant pink. I want this to go to 150. And now, okay, I have to use technical analysis to pick and choose my price and my time. But I'm telling you, I'm going to take this to 150. And right now, CAD might not be the right trade for the day, but that's that. That's what I want. This is a risky price, but I'm thinking this way. And by the way, on this way down, that's what I was thinking. And on the way up, I was thinking. And if it comes back down, I'll think the same thing. And okay. And I might have to wait. I might have to wait till November to get this. So I better be smart with what I do. Okay. See the better winds, fires at night. Okay, and CAD is not going along for it. You can see that there is some fighting, some major battles going on here. And what can you see? Insert, hang on, shapes. What do you see? Buyers buy where buyers buy, sellers, right, sell high. Sellers sell where they want to sell. And you can see this right here. So one of your takeaways today should be identifying the buy zones and the sell zones. Okay? And remember, for me to buy this, I wanted not just the double bottom, put it all in context. I wanted this to bounce. Why did I want that extra level of confidence? Because I didn't want to be the only one in, right? So I want you to think of this. Remember, I said I want evidence of this, and we never got it. It was close. OMG, it was close. But the V-shaped reversal, not interesting. Even a double bottom, not quite enough. Triple bottom, still not enough. Why? Because I need to see the bears out. I don't care about the triple bottom in a downtrend. So write this down. I don't care about a triple bottom in a downtrend. Okay? I don't care about a triple bottom in a downtrend. What I care about is bears are overwhelmed with the buying. This is what I care about. And if you've been hanging with me for years, you know, even going back, I don't know, 8 years ago, I used to have people look for this one pattern and have them find it and trade it 100 times. Right? First of all, I'm trying to get them to be consistent, but also patient and disciplined, as well as patient, right? Patient, disciplined, and consistent. But also, it's such an amazing pattern because this is a guess, this is a bet, this is a trade. Okay? This is a guess. I guess it'll go up here. I guess it can't fall further. This is a bet. I bet you it doesn't fall further. Boom. This is a trade. It has reversed. Okay? Which one do you do? Timestamp. Yeah, just the timestamp. Thank you. Well, I guess both. You're right. The link and then the timestamp and the topic. You're like, COT, here's the link, here's this timestamp. Done. Why is gold dropping very hard? Okay, well, we'll do that. There's a man waiting in the sky. I scalp 1 minute, sometimes 5, but even then I'm going to drop to a 1 before I pull the trigger. Trying to fit that a little better. Why is gold? Why is gold falling? Well, one reason, and we had it here, I don't remember why. Oh, because of the psych level 2000. So one of the things that you should always do, and I started with this today actually, which was kind of interesting. So this is fortuitous. Better watch your mouth, Wayne. No. Okay. Mama. All right. And there's like a mini one in there. I guess I'll include it somehow. Okay. Your job is to find buy zones and sell zones. That's it. Where do the buyers buy? Where do the sellers sell? Now, I had 2,000 marked. Okay. But it went $20 higher and then collapsed. To each his own. That probably has to do with spreads and stuff. Hang on. There, okay. So remember, while you might be watching, let's say, I'll pick on my own stuff, pivot points, moving averages, oscillators, what's the most important thing? And I always start with this. The most important thing is support and resistance. Okay? And then the second most important thing is trend, because you need to know whether you're selling at resistance or buying at support. Okay? And so you'll see these important levels through your technical analysis. You don't need pivot points for this. You don't need moving averages for this. You just need your candlesticks. Okay? And this is what you're connecting. Now I'm going up. And I could probably do one in here if I wanted to. Okay, and these are places where in the past, buyers and sellers did their job. See, a buyer, a buyer, a buyer, and a buyer. And having this knowledge is supremely more important than anything else. Okay? Because what you're looking at is buyer, seller, seller, buyer, seller, buyer, seller, right? So we don't know if it's going to go there, and we don't know if it's going to go there, but all of this tells us. So like if I was a bull, so I'm coming in as a buyer now. Okay? What's the plan? It's not hard. Okay? Okay? So why did it come down? Well, let me change it. Let me show you. Why did it come down? Let me open my bias pivots. And I'll say I want conservative and aggressive target. Okay? You ready? Why did it collapse? According to my bias pivots, the exit was 2014.72. $2,014.72. Why did it fall down? Actually, nobody's selling it. So, can someone now answer why did gold fall so much? Yeah, profit taking. That's it. Not complicated. Yeah, profit taking. They drove it up to 2,000 and squeezed it up, squeezed every drop out. It's done. So the question is, will they buy it back? That's what you need to be asking. Or are bears going to take over this trade? Okay. So here's like Bitcoin. So here's the old one. We were talking about if it was going to reverse, how would it reverse? Okay. Do you think someone's going to buy it right now? This zone that I have marked, I'm trying to get rid of the other stuff. We had marked this zone in the past. Okay, we had marked this zone in the past. So will this zone in the future act as support? I don't know. That's your decision. If you're a bull, this is your decision right now. Okay. Bulls buy low. Is this low? Is this the right price? 12,000? Those are actually 11,900, but whatever. Are you watching this? The thing is, you need to be watching this right here, right now, looking for the thing you're looking for. Do you know what you're looking for? If you don't know what you're looking for, you're not going to find it. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. You'd be like, it's been falling for 3 days. I know, right? Cool. Nat Gas, Oscar Mike. This going nowhere. Someone said something about WTI. Well, Brent's going nowhere. Okay. WTI is just doing what it normally does. But it's not going anywhere. So whoever commented on WTI, you're not looking out far enough. We're barely even getting past the mean. The mean is in the middle there somewhere, right? So we're barely, nothing is still happening on the my oh my WTI. Okay. Never mad at the fact he's corrupt like a senator. So how did Joe Biden do last night? Racking up some major enthusiasm? Getting everyone super excited? Man of the party, Mr. Saturday Night? Is he ready? Does he look ready to go? Remember, Mike Tyson used to cry uncontrollably in the locker room. He'd just be shaking with fear. A total emotional mess. And then he'd grow stronger as he walked down through the crowd. More and more confident, more and more ready. He said by the time he walked into the ring, he wanted to destroy the other boxer. But he needed to know. And he'd look them in the eye, and there'd just be a millisecond where the other would kind of turn away, and he'd said, I knew I was going to destroy them. Is that Joe Biden right now? I don't know. I didn't watch the thing last night. My wife did. I played Far Cry. I'm like, I need to turn my brain off. I need to turn my brain off. I need to turn my brain off. And not do it with a bottle of red wine. So, cool. I'm getting good, guys. No, it doesn't matter whether your political affiliation is for him, right? Like, that's not the question. The question is he ready? Is he poised? Does he got game? Remember, you're warming up to go one-on-one, and you watch the other player warming up, and you're like, oh, this guy don't got game. I can take this guy. I can funk and dunk this guy. Right? Or you're like, oh my God, all right, this guy's got some skills. All right, so where is he weak? And you start analyzing, right? But when it's one-on-one, you got to be a killer. You got to be a killer. Or you just got to be super famous because you were on TV. One of the two. Nobody cares about the other stuff. All right, so if you were that, but here's the thing, what you might not be seeing is it still means this. Now, pound is strong, dollar is weak. Okay, very nice. I'm happy with a weak dollar. Pound is very strong, but we knew it was the strongest today. What's going on USD yen? Okay, yen has been stronger than the dollar. Dollar's been weak, so that's the better play. You notice the swing? So you could conclude, you could say on Monday, this looks more bearish than bullish, which just means I'm selling dollar this week, not yen. You could do stuff like that. That's what this means. You notice I never really cover USD yen for a trade because I'm using it that way. So what does this tell us? Well, over time, there can be more of a propensity for this to want to then rise again, which means hopefully some yen strength. I'd like to start, building my confidence soon. Quote unquote. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Have I been to St. Kitts? Of course I've been to St. Kitts. Who hasn't been to St. Kitts? Okay, you see this? Relative strength, yo. Not necessarily a trade per se. I mean, look at it. It went from 106.80 to 105, it moved 120 pips in a week. It's hardly anything. But it does give you maybe which trades you're going to tiptoe in, because this doesn't change my macro point of view, because I want to sell dollar and I want to sell yen. I want you to really truly understand this. I want to be a seller here and I want to be a seller here. So do I trade this? No. Okay. Yeah, and the next cruise. The thing is, I hate cruise ships. Oh, I hate cruise ships. I hate them. But that's how most people, I guess, get to St. Kitts. I want to put a wall around Nevis and keep all the cruise ships out. I'd like to become president of Nevis. Independent Nevis. I'll be the white founding father of Nevis. And they're like, oh, great. That didn't work out so well for us last time. But anyways, that'd be great, right? I'm the founding father of independent Nevis. And I'd say, okay, tourist visas are now $10,000 a week. And that means only rich people are allowed on my island. I'm sorry, our island, right? But I would do it to protect the good people of Nevis and the beautiful culture and the beautiful environment, one that has unlimited energy, right? I'd want to protect it. No cruise ships, no tourists, unless they're filthy, stinking rich. And then, by all means, come on in. What can I get you? Would you like to feed the monkeys? Cool, right on, Austin. Where are you going to take me? Where are we going to go? Okay, let's look at our kitty cat. Cat's not even strong. Look at this OMG. Okay, let's do some basic swing trading. This predicts this, which we got. And then this predicts this, which we're about to hit. Or maybe it's close enough. I don't know. So what did you do in July and August? Now, let me say it again. No, I'm gonna keep this last bit for the live trading group. Shh. I was gonna give a tidbit, but you know what? No, that's secret. I'm gonna keep the secret a secret. All right, cool. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, Dominica. It's like calling an Australian. You're like, oh, what a wonderful accent. Are you from England? Crikey, right? How about go to Dominica and say, oh, I've always wanted to come to the Dominican Republic. They're like, pitchfork. Pitchfork. Like, oh, right in the gut. Yep. Dominican Republic, I love this country. Like, what did you just say? She moves. So, like, it's funny, like, what about this and what about that? Like, these are so elemental. Okay, so here's your entry, here's your exit. I don't even understand the question, right? And now here's next week. So here's what's going to happen next, or at least this is what I would plan for if I were me. If I was a bull, I'd be looking at something like this. What about it? It's just like, what do you mean, what about it? What about it? Right? So I hate to be facetious, but what about it? Way back here, okay, way back here was the buy zone. And based on this buying activity, you were supposed to exit right here. So what's happening right now? People are exiting. So here's the big thing, and I want you to maybe ponder that. If you don't know this, you need to join FX Bootcamp, fxbootcamp.com. If you don't understand this, you are fighting an uphill battle against yourself. Okay? You're bringing your own banana peels and falling all over the place. You got to know some basics. Right? You need to know some basic rules of engagement. And from there, you can get better. But you need to know at least sort of basic and intermediate thought processes of trading. Because if you're just like, I don't know, do I buy and sell? Where do I do? Do I buy here? Do I sell here? You're like, what do you mean? Look, 21.55 crossed up. You buy all the 21s. And then based on this swing, you exit. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I don't even understand the question. What do you mean? People are exiting. That's exactly the price. Well, I'm sorry, 1.1957. So it's within 8 pips? But you can see, because you have to hit the cover your spread to get out and then all that kind of stuff. So, and the next thing is you should also understand this is not likely bears selling, but bulls exiting. So now you have to plan your next week. And it'll probably, by the way, come down, kick up to 21, come up here. Like we said, it won't reverse without a reversal pattern. And even then, that's only on the hourly frame, on the hourly time frame. On a bigger time frame, it's just going to set up for September. So other people are already done August. And by the way, what a blessed month. We are blessed to have anything remotely like this in August. This is an amazing August that you need to be very thankful for. I've seen Augustize that led to nothing. Just and like breaks you emotionally. Okay? So we're very lucky to not have that this month. Okay? But if you're still buying, you don't get it. Okay? So now what? The next 2 weeks seem like it'll go like this. Okay? And that's what I need. And of course, what we're doing, if I'm just going to make this a little bit fatter, I guess I got to do it this way. And I want to make sure the color's more appropriate. What I'm trying to do is catch this. Okay. La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay? And what will happen is, I'm hoping, and this is a hope now because I don't know the future, but what I would like is that this comes down and off. Okay? Now, okay, guess what? Okay, guess what? I would like to stay long. I don't know if I will, but I'd like to stay long till the end of the year. Is that right, Meta? Son of a... Ryan's got better drawing tools than me? Alex says, USD that bad? No, it's that good. You have to understand that's a good thing. Shut the back door. You're kidding me. That makes me so angry. Son of a... Yeah. Really? Oh. I'm not mad, but I'm perturbed. Cool. So anyways, I hope you guys seriously... I know many of you guys in this chat know all this. But if you don't get this whole process here, you need, I mean, I don't know. There's no way of saying it where it doesn't sound like a sales pitch, because it is. But like, if you don't know that, you need to take the courses. I mean, you just have to. Okay. And I'm hoping today, by the way, to talk with the leadership at Traders Way, where I'm going to create, I think, sort of a hybrid technical fundamental training course for them. I think that'll be really cool as well. The more training, the better. Okay. Okay. But you need to like have basic concept of the language, let's say, right? Like you have to have a big, you have to, I mean, right? You just have to know these things. Okay. The price in the purple zone is the one I picked up. Okay. Now I would probably move it now for my next trade. Okay. Cool. So, peace on earth, May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. I'd like to thank Maida for the $2. I'd like to thank everyone for the hard work and effort they're putting in. I'd like to thank those that leave comments on the videos that tells YouTube this is quality content, and I appreciate that. I thank everyone for clicking the like button, even though 50% of you have not done so. I apologize for being weak today. And I will see you tomorrow. And take care of yourself, you hear?